stories this week. This week has been pretty boring. My life has been pretty boring.
Boring or hectic?
Both. I'm exhausted. Work has been. I've never worked in such a place in all my life.
What does that mean?
It's a lot. It's messy for no reason. Like people just be messy to be messy.
Work messiness. Are we
Yeah.
here? Let's talk about it.
It's
What's messy at the workplace?
just conflict for the sake of conflict. People who just want to argue and cause riffraff just to do it. Like no goal in sight, no resolution. Like, you know what? I just feel like being difficult. And I'm gonna be difficult about everything.
Now, these folks that are usually difficult like this, what are some attributes, characteristics?
Oof. They usually don't smile. They've never had a good day in their life. Something always wrong. And then some days people just be fired up for no reason.
Now, if you had to say they had a certain complexion about them,
We're not doing it. You're not walking me into that trap.
What trap? What trap?
It's across the board.
Across the board.
It supersedes race. It supersedes gender.
This type of person is racially ambiguous.
Yes, this person is Rachel Dolezal.
Nah, where is Rachel, and where does Rachel stand on the trials and tribulations of Dr. Umar?
Can we be honest for a second? She wasn't as ugly as people made her out to be.
She was alright.
Yeah, like people made it sound like she looked like a turtle. No, she was kind of cute in her own way.
Nah, listen. I looked at Rachel Dolezal and I said, I know the type of brothers that would go ahead and take this down.
Oh yeah. They breathe real heavy. They probably have sleep apnea, 100%.
They definitely had to cook out with the brown sandals on.
100%.
Definitely.
100%.
They are definitely not on their first marriage either.
No, and they probably got badass kids.
Oh yeah, definitely. And they definitely got one kid that don't really know their identity and still trying to figure it out because they got it. Never mind.
And yes. 100%. I wonder, hold on, what's she up to these days? Because remember when she started that OnlyFans?
No. Why don't you tell us more about her OnlyFans, my boy?
Well, I never subscribed. I remember being on the Twitter one day, and it was like Rachel Dolezal's OnlyFans, and I was like, okay, we here now. I did not know. Oh, she's only 47.
All right. As we get started, I need everybody to know the trial of Sean Combs started. And what I've been reading, I jaw to the floor. Pause. I just want to read. I just want to read this part right here. Because Cassie took the trial or took the stand. When drugs ran out, how did you know who to reach out to? Sean would tell me. During the session, how would you know to move to the next step? Sean. What would happen after the escort finished on you? Sean would put it on his body in the next room. Did you do that? I did. Where? Usually on his nipples. Did you want to do that? No.
Hey, dog, save taxpayers the money. Just shoot this man. Like, stone him like it's the Old Testament. My wife.
No, here's the crazy part. That don't sound like a crime. That sounds freaky.
I heard about the piss thing. Like, he would make people pee in her mouth. Yeah, my wife has been very fired up about this trial. I haven't been following it, but I feel like
it's been very. But from what I'm hearing, it seems.
Hey man,
it just kind of seemed like she might have been down with some of this, and I'm kind of
It sounded like she was abused and forced to do this. Because it wasn't one of the reports like one of the freak offs lasted 4 days. How much ketamine do you need? Kyle, we're talking about the Diddy trial. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Kyle. Kyle was so confused. Kyle walked in and was like, what is they talking about? Peeing on people. Which is fair. I know you're not about to read these details out loud. I saw his daughters walk out today. Good for them.
You know what? Listen. Keep your freak offs in private. That's kind of what I'm.
Do you know why I believe everything she's saying? Because I haven't forgotten when Diddy tried to fight the UCLA weight coach in the weight room. I haven't.
All right, but that was in regards to like his son.
Dog, so, if you're willing to fight the strength and conditioning coach in the weight room, you capable of anything.
Yeah, but that's over a kid though, so I don't really know if that's applicable because that's what I mean. He doing that for his seed.
And then I've read the report that I guess he left her at a freak off because Suge Knight was down the street at a diner.
Now
he wanted to confront Suge Knight.
All right. Listen,
I believe they old age.
I only believe I believe half and half. I believe half of this to be true. I believe half of this to be a little out there. But I'm gonna tell you what though, rubbing cum on your nipples, I believe that's just freaky. That's just freaky, and we need to have some interventions. We need a few Bibles.
Stone that man like the Old Testament.
I can't say that, but that is kind of
and save taxpayers their money.
That's really freaky. I mean,
that's a nasty. That's the.
You know what I know Diddy does not have on his wall?
I'm scared to ask.
See, with them type of actions, Akili, he ain't got that picture of Snoopy, Dr. Dre, Metallica, Razor Ramon, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and Stone Cold Steve Austin playing poker. Akili, that's how I know that you got some Jesus, you got some the Lord in your life. You got a higher being in your life, because look at what Diddy don't have on his wall and the stuff he's getting into, and look at what Akili do got on his wall. And Akili's a good dude, good wholesome man. You can tell you a good wholesome dude. Shout out to Akili, that's my dog, man. That's my dog.
That's my favorite bit of the entire show.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna find a way every week. You know what's funny? One of these days, I'm gonna ask him to send me that painting, and he's gonna say, "Yeah, when I get that belt." And
yes,
it's gonna be a stalemate.
But I thought you said you mailed it though.
Oh yeah, no, it's on the way. It's on the way.
Checking the mail.
It's on the way. It's on the way.
Shout out to Keely.
Oh, shout out to my guy Keely. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know. When you hear this smooth voice, it can only be one brother, the good brother, here with the Nas Fade Los D Mix, here for episode 183 of Speak On It. You guys know I'm not here alone each and every week. I'm joined by the smoothest bald head on the East Coast, Mr. Danny Ocean. How are we doing, my brother?
Oh, we're living the dream over here. Life is good.
You know what? Life is good. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to join in and agree with you that life is good. And I'm going to be honest with you. After coming to terms with the Lakers losing in 5, life is really good when you look at how some of these first round playoff matchups are looking, because it's like, you know what? Their fan bases have to really be hurt. Like if the Lakers fan base who thought we could do something, we're upset about losing in 5. Imagine being a Cavs or Celtics fan, even like a Thunder fan. You're nervous.
Oh yeah, I feel like they're the most nervous. They're the only fan base that doesn't have anything to fall back on, right? Like the Celtics, Jason Tatum got hurt. The Cavs are the
Cavs. Kind of for the Celtics with Tatum. They were going to lose that game regardless.
Yeah, but you always got that what if, right? Like even though we all think
for the remaining games, and we'll talk about it here soon. Remaining games for the Celtics and Knicks, you'll have the Jason Tatum thing. But for the game that he got hurt in, they were going to lose.
100%. But they always got that what if. Oh, but if Tatum was healthy, what did he have? 36 last night for his Achilles rupture.
It was like 40 something because he had he had tied them for most whatchamacallits 40-point games in franchise history.
Dog, we really about to have Indiana Knicks Eastern Conference Finals.
If you're on the Western side of this bracket, you're smiling. It's there.
The Western Conference Finals might as well be the NBA Finals.
I mean, like both of these, to make it out of the West is fucking ridiculous. I'm just thinking about it now. Like, let's just say the Lakers had made it out. I would be sitting here like, oh my goodness, like the way Denver is actually competing with OKC, the way the Timberwolves look against, a healthy Warriors team when they were healthy. I mean,
like if you're the Wolves right now, and this might be your best chance at a title.
Up there. They could definitely
this might be your best shot to win a championship.
They could definitely get there. Because
if you get out the West, I gotta play the Pacers. Like the Knicks ain't nothing to sneeze at, don't get me wrong, but they've looked putrid against the Celtics. The Celtics just keep shit in the bed.
How hilarious would it be though for a Minnesota New York Knicks finals? Cat versus Randall.
Ant in the Garden. Can you imagine if Ant wins a championship in the Garden?
It would be easy.
He might fight Spike Lee for real.
Hell yeah. The Thunder are nothing to sleep on. Let's start out in the East, though. Let's start out in the East since right now the Cavs are actually up 44-25, 44-28 on the Pacers in Game 5. Pacers are up 3-1. I can say the Pacers have looked pretty dominant throughout this series. Game 4 was an absolute bludgeoning. Spider was a game time decision coming in tonight. Obviously, he's playing. Danny, look at this series. It's looking like it's trending towards Cleveland. If they can hold on in this Game 5, do you see them being able to win a Game 6 and bring this one home for a Game 7? Or do you see the Pacers closing this one out either, via comeback in this game or in Game 6?
I know we both picked the Cavs, I think. But when we picked this series, I think I talked about my fear of Cleveland having two small guards. All right, Garland's been hurt, Donovan Mitchell small, and I think it's really reared its head. If you're the Cavs, man, this is embarrassing, right? Like you had the 1 seed all year, like you had the best record in the league. You've been saying, hey, no one takes us seriously. We're legit. We're contenders. And here we are in the second round, and you're on the brink of elimination.
Yeah. Not only are you on the brink of the elimination, last year you had the excuse of, the Knicks being bigger, the Knicks being more physical. This year, you're playing Indiana Pacers team that's just beating you up and down the court, and they are it's like elite shot making some of these Pacers games. And it's not like it's just one person. They're having multiple guys. They're having 4, 5, 6 guys with 10 or so points. They're getting a lot of assists on a lot of baskets. That's a lot of good ball movement. It's just, and they're defensively, they're matching up on you. And the Cavs were really big on defense this year. So it's just funny that in this series that, the Pacers have been defensively a little bit better. As I watched Miles Turner actually come up with a block and said Naismith or
Naismith. He hit the 3.
Makes it 31-44. So it's like, man, if you're Cleveland, let me ask you, if you're Cleveland, let's just say this series doesn't go the way you want.
Mm-hmm.
Do you blow this team up or do you make some changes? Because it's obvious that this core might not be able to get it done. And with the second apron, which we'll really get into when we start talking about the Celtics and their plans after this season, you start talking about that second apron, you start talking about luxury taxes, some of these ownership groups may not want to pay this type of money.
My question is, if you blow Cleveland up, like what's the plan? You know what I'm saying? Like what's the plan? What's the because I feel like you got to run it back at least one more season, especially if Boston, which all signs are pointing that Boston's going to blow it up. Like that's one, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like we can run it back with this team.
Or does Boston blow it up, or they keep it because they might look at it and say, hey, look, we're still going to be, if Tatum's not going to be here, we can't just blow everything up because without Tatum, this is hard.
Well, I think Tatum's out next year, right? Like he had Achilles surgery today. Like he's out next year.
I assume he will miss the entirety of next season. So that's what, all of 25-26?
Yeah. Or if not, he's going to come to a point. If he does play, he's going to be at a point where the season's probably over, right? Because Jaylen Brown's your best player. Porzingis can't stay healthy. Like, I don't know what you do with the Celtics. Like you said, your salary cap issues. You won your championship. You're not going to win it this year. Like, you got what you wanted out of it. How do we start this next phase? Like, do you trade Jaylen Brown?
Yeah. And then in terms of like the Cavs and the Pacers, it's like, the Cavs were looking at the Celtics. They built their team to beat the Celtics.
Yeah.
The Pacers were one of the few teams that were able to beat the Celtics multiple times this series. Do you think the Cavs come back in 7?
No, I think this series is over.
Yeah, my prediction of Cavs in 6 was wrong after Game 4. Hey, let's see if the Pacers can close it out.
Question for you: This is the Pacers. If things go the way we think they will, they'll be in the Eastern Conference Finals twice in as many years. Where does this put Tyrese Halliburton? Because it seems like he raises his game in the playoffs, right? Like, he does not fold on it. If anything, you can make the argument that he probably deserved more minutes on the Olympic team playing like this.
It shows me that we have to put Tyrese Halliburton higher than Joel Embiid.
Okay, that's fair. Even with Joel's MVP.
Yeah, well, I mean, Tyrese has twice as many conference finals appearances than Joel Embiid.
100%. Tyrese definitely wins more in the postseason, but I would say Joel's a better player. Like, if you were starting a team right now, who would you take, a healthy Joel or a healthy Halliburton?
That depends what the rest of my roster looks like.
Well, they're the foundation. Like, this is the person you want to build around. Now, you're going to take Halliburton. You're going to take a healthy Joel.
I would probably start with Halliburton just because of his assist to turnover ratio. So if you're able to surround him with 1 or 2 more people, you just need some plug and play guys. Versus Joel Embiid, you're going to need the right players around him to really capitalize on his game.
Now, in Joel's defense, he is one Kawhi bounce to Eastern Conference Finals, right? Like, that Kawhi shot ended that series. So I don't want to crucify him too much.
I watched that shot the other day, brother. When I tell you, I was like, oh man, I remember watching this live now, and I was so sick for Philly just watching.
And the best part is, Kawhi's on the Philly bench watching it go in. Like, he's in, like, he took that in front of the Philly bench. He's just like leaning over there with them.
With the squad.
And they're just in agony.
It's tough. Ready to talk a little bit more about the Celtics and the Knicks?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, as of last night, it is official. The Celtics have blown leads in all 3 of their losses.
Yep.
2 20-point leads. And last night, they were up by as many as 14, maybe even 15.
Yep.
Came out today, Jason Tatum had successful surgery to repair a ruptured Achilles tendon. So prayers up for JT and hoping for a very, very speedy recovery. Danny, do you think the defending champs have enough to get this done?
Fuck no. No.
Oh, I know what he says. Talk to him.
Like, you losing with Jason Tatum. What's it going to look like without him? Like, Jaylen Brown, granted, Jaylen Brown's Finals MVP, elite defender. Do you believe in the Celtics down 3-1?
I would say that of all the teams in the Eastern Conference outside of the Cavs, you would say that the Celtics are probably the deepest team, and from the top of the roster to the bottom. Obviously, when you lose an All NBA talent, that takes a toll. But you have Jaylen Brown, who is close to All NBA as well, and was the Finals MVP.
That's true.
So
So now what do? Do you put Porzingis in at the 4 and put Jalen at the 3? Or like what is your rotation? Yeah. That's like what's your rotation now, right? So Derek White and Drew Holiday are your guards, Jalen's your 3. What's the rest of this look like?
I don't know, man.
Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what this looks like without Jason. Let's see who's on this roster because I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Al Horford, your 5. Yeah, so who you putting at the 4? It's going to have to be Porzingis. Like, Porzingis is going to have to start. And exactly.
What do you think's wrong with Porzingis?
He got the cooties. I don't know what's wrong with that man.
Now, speaking of cooties, I'm on Twitter or X, however you want to say it.
Oh God!
And I type in Porzingis, or no, I didn't type anything. I didn't type anything in. I was just like reading because it must have been like it was during the game, like the last Celtics and Knicks game.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw someone say, "Man, Porzingis ain't sick. He got AIDS."
Oh God!
And I just started laughing, and that took me back to Donald Sterling.
Big Magic Johnson. What has he done? He's a businessman. He's got AIDS. Funniest video ever.
Because Donald Sterling just had to let the world know, yeah, he did all that, but that brother got AIDS.
He said it so nonchalant, like he murdered somebody. None of that matters because he has AIDS.
He's like to get his freak on.
Insane. I still can't believe he said that.
He should have did it a little bit more safely, but he said he was Showtime on and off the court.
Insane. He said that on camera.
Oh, he didn't care. Look, that's how they view us, and that's how they treat us. That's really how they ain't that crazy.
He looked dead at what's my man's name? Sugar. I forgot his name. Anderson Cooper. He looked Anderson Cooper dead in the face and was like, I don't care about any of that.
He has AIDS.
Uh-oh. Pacers and brought it down to 7.
Oops. Oh, brother. Speaking of freaks, let's talk about the Greek freak.
Insane transition. Wait a second. That's insane.
I got this, brother. Last week we ironically chatted about if, based off of the Bucks' first round exit to the Pacers, if Giannis would consider requesting a trade. And what do you know? Speak on it. Being prophets again. A week later, we get a report from Shams basically saying that Giannis is open to exploring other options outside of the Milwaukee Bucks. Danny, how big is this news for the offseason and for the NBA draft for the rest of the league?
This is the summer of Giannis. I've never seen someone soft launch trade request. Like it's usually, yep, I went out and Giannis like, oh well, I'd be open, dog. Just say what's on your mind. You went out, you gave Milwaukee a championship, you gave Milwaukee 13 years. You can ask for a trade, big dog. Like that roster isn't going anywhere. It's okay. But yeah, this is the summer of Giannis. 100%. He will not be a Milwaukee Buck by tip-off.
You sure about that?
Positive.
Why?
Well, I guess we can transition to the draft lottery last night. Do you think the San Antonio Spurs, with the 2nd overall pick and the 14th overall pick, and I think they have Atlanta's 2027 unprotected first-round pick, can't go get Giannis? Now, I know there's some salary stuff you have to do because he makes $57 million. But Giannis and Wemby, good Lord.
I just okay. It sounds good on paper, but would that spacing work? Like, would that? You know what I'm saying?
I
You have
think
to guard play for that to really work.
Well, Giannis, not Giannis. Wemby can shoot the three. Like Wemby can spread the floor. I'm talking about defensively.
Nah, but Wemby gonna need to get his ass in that paint.
Yes, he does. He does need to get his ass in that paint.
Get your big ass in that paint. What are we talking about?
Or
But
even
then you got Giannis. You need Giannis on the drives and the kicks. And Wemby can shoot the three, but do you really want Wemby out there shooting the threes? I want him in the paint. So are we sure that's gonna work?
Dog. Halliburton is on a heater right now. That's like his second three in 2 minutes. Anywho, in San Antonio, Houston, and Philadelphia, the Sixers have the third overall pick. I think there are too many teams now that have the ammo to go get Giannis. If Giannis wants to go there, Houston will probably give you the best package, and I think the Spurs can probably give you the second best package. I just don't think Giannis is going to be a Buck next year. This is the summer of Giannis.
Here's the funny part. I do think he's going to be a Buck next year because really? I think he's a loyal dude. I think yes, he's in the prime of his career, but I think if you really look around to some of these people who have asked to be traded and have been traded, when they went to these other places, we can't always say that there was a lot of success and instantly as well. I mean, yeah, we've had situations like Kawhi, but that's and Anthony Davis, but
I'll say, I don't know. It just feels like he's not going to be there next year. It seems like everything is pointing to like Giannis.
Do you see Damian Lillard's injury being a reason why?
Yes, I think that definitely compounds on it. 100%. 100%.
Why do you say that?
Because he's not going to be back next year. And if Dame was already on the decline, right? It's not like Dame and Giannis were lighting it up in the East. They were, what, fifth? When they played
they were a fourth or fifth seed because Indy's a 4 seed. So yeah.
Yeah, they were 4 or 5 seed. Okay, like they were cool, but did anyone see them as contenders? Like I understand why the Bucks traded for him, right? Like this isn't like the Bucks should have never traded. Like 100%, you had to change, you took your shot, you missed, and you even traded for Kyle Kuzma, right? The last shot in the arm really didn't work. That's exactly. And
you traded Chris Middleton.
You traded, well, Chris couldn't stay healthy. So, like, I understand where we're coming from here. It's just, I just don't know how this works, man. I just don't.
Well, with that being said, when we start thinking about capital to get Giannis, last night, the Dallas Mavericks secured the #1 pick in the draft, aka the Cooper Flag Sweepstakes. Danny, as our resident Mavericks fan, I'm going to give you a quick ISO here about how you and Mavs Nation are feeling, and maybe what you would do if you were Nico Harrison, the great GM Nico Harrison, what you would do if you were him with this #1 overall pick.
Kyle, I appreciate you stopping by. Enjoy your hockey game. First thing I would do is I would quit if I was Nico Harrison because he doesn't need to be anywhere around this team. But in all seriousness, I complained the second, like as soon as Kyrie got hurt, what did I start saying? I was like, you got to get it on the captured flag sweepstakes. And the Mavericks refused.
Barely they got it. Barely they got it. Because they almost won the play-in game.
They almost beat Memphis. But Anthony Davis got rushed back too early. Jesus Christ, Halliburton. I'm sorry. I can't. He just hit from like half court. It's a 1-point game.
There we go. Bang! Yikes.
He's 5 for 6 from 3.
It's getting spooky.
I'm sorry, but
Go ahead.
I can't believe it. So I was in the car with I didn't even watch the lottery because again it was a 1% chance, and then like my wife was in the car. I'm glad we were parked because I screamed. Like I yelped like a mouse was in the
He's getting
house.
Cooper flag.
And I said, I just can't believe it. So last night you and I talked about this, and I was like, you trade for Giannis. This is easy. After thinking about it, just keep it. Like, let's not overthink this. Keep it. You draft Cooper Flag. Kyrie's hurt. You need to find a point guard. I would see if the Spurs are interested in trading Chris Paul, because you just need an adult. You don't need anything spectacular. You just need an adult who can run the offense. And then when Kyrie's healthy, you have Kyrie, Clay, Coop, Anthony Davis, and Derek Lively. With PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford coming off the bench, I think those two guys are going to get traded. They're going into last year of their contract. The Mavericks are up against that first apron. I feel like one, if not both of those guys are going to get traded, which sucks because I love PJ Washington.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
On the funniest shit in the world, what's the likelihood of the Lakers trying to trade for PJ Washington and or Daniel Gafford?
I think that's the odds-on favorite. Like Daniel Gafford, if I'm Rob Pelinka, I robbed him once, I'll rob him twice. Like I would
double back and be like, yeah, no, we'll give you the other first round pick.
Right, yeah. Like we're gonna double back. Oh, remember that first round pick? I didn't give you the first time. I'll give it to you.
And hold on, do you think that deal? Would you do that deal if you were Nico?
Daniel Gafford, what's the pick? It's the Lakers. It's like their 2028 first, right?
Yeah, it's like one of their upcoming first.
I would do it, but I would need the Lakers to throw in the sweetener just for making a fool out of me last time.
Nah, we can't do that.
Like I need something to sweeten the deal because you made.
But your boy, but then I come back and say your boy won in shape like you said. You saw what happened in the playoffs.
Like I'd be like, yo, what Dalton connect up to?
Shit, not seeing any PT on the floor.
You know, like you got to sweeten the pot because I look silly.
But you know, another big man I'd want, like a Steven Adams type. I don't know if he kind of yams down. I think you need kind of a little bit more athletic big for Luke.
Yeah, Luka needs someone who can go above the rim and catch it. But knowing Nico, dumbass, he would trade Derek Lively.
Nah, he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. Jamie said, "What are we talking about now? I had to leave after talking about Diddy nipples. Don't blame me, brother. We're talking about the Mavericks winning the #1 overall pick and what they could do with #1 overall pick. Let me ask you, what other teams you see could potentially just reach out to the Mavericks, just maybe not with Giannis on their roster, but just looking to get that #1 overall pick?
Nah, it's gonna take an established superstar, and ain't too many of those that a team is willing to. My fear, so the Mavericks governor, aka the president, came out today and was like, "Dog, we not trading nothing. We drafting Cooper Flag. Like, let's put this in the bed right now." But there's a world where I can totally see Nico like calling Phoenix and it's like, "So, what do you want for Kevin Durant?" Well, we'd like #1 pick. Okay, like there's just a world where I see Nico doing something stupid. Draft Cooper Flag.
Given the Phoenix Suns, Cooper Flag would honestly be all-time hilarious.
It'd be. I was listening to someone today. They were like, if they did that, it'd be January 6th down at the Mavericks facility. I fly down there my damn self.
Oh man, nah. I don't think Nico's smart. I mean, Cooper likes to play defense too. So if I'm
a front court of Coop, Clay, and Lively. Not even no. It'd be Coop, AD, and Lively. Turn me up.
Y'all are contenders again next year?
I think they're a tier below contention. I think if the Mavericks are going to contend, remember Kyrie towards ACL. I don't think Kyrie's going to be back to an All-Star break. They're old. I think there's a 2-year window with next year being a wash. So it's going to be the year after that. But even after that, you can start your transition to the Cooper Flag being the cornerstone of that team. Right? That's why it's perfect. Like Nico has been given, you can still contend and you can still talk all that Kobe bullshit you've been talking, and you got your cornerstone for the next 12 years. Because he's not even, he's 18. He won't be 19 till December 18th. And did you see the video of him cooking all those NBA players doing the Olympic before they went off to Paris? Have you read those stories? There's
I
actually
saw the video. What about the stories? Tell me more.
about how he was just cooking. Like he was
well,
cooking AD. He was cooking adults, and he was 17.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good player. He's a good player. I think he's gonna be a really good pro. To be honest with you, he'll be a really good pro.
His floor is all-star. His ceiling is Hall of Famer.
All right. See, this is that Maverick in you speaking. This is that Maverick.
Am I lying?
I don't know. We don't know. I got to see him play on the floor and getting real NBA minutes.
Oh, you'll see plenty of it. I'm trying to
for a how many win Mavericks team next year?
Say what?
For a how many win Mavericks team next year with Cooper Flag on it?
45. I think they win 45 games.
I'm not winning no damn 45 games.
You don't think so?
Jamie, and I ain't talking about Fox. Jamie, they're not winning 45 games.
How many games do you say then?
Oh,
but I need to see the roster though, right? Is PJ Washington there? 37 to 40?
PJ Washington's a future Laker.
I think Daniel Gafford is a future Laker. Let me tell you something. If y'all get PJ and Gafford, oh no, I need that first, and I need Austin Reeves, and I might need Rory Hachimura.
Nah, see, you asking for too much.
No, I'm not. I mean, this Mavs team won 39 games, and that's with Kyrie blowing his knee out in an unhealthy AD. I think that team can win 45 games.
I see that. I see about the same amount of wins. 39?
Nah, I say 45.
Y'all ain't got a 45 win roster, Playboy.
Shit. That roster better than the Laker roster.
You out your fucking mind. Why y'all ain't beat us then?
Because Kyrie blew his knee out.
I think that happened before that, but
no, they didn't play until maybe they did. Hey man, I'm just excited. It's nice to be back. Thank you, basketball gods, because I was tired of looking for another team.
Speaking of looking for, that's funny. Speaking of other teams out there in the Western Conference, when we go back to our playoff series, we can highlight over this one pretty fast. Both of us had T-Wolves in 6.
Yep.
Let me ask you something. No Wardell, no wins?
No Wardell, no wins. I don't think that's controversial to say. Do you?
It's over, man. It's over.
Which sucks because I feel like the Warriors legit had a shot.
They weren't looking too bad. What's funny is it's a hamstring strain, so in like a month and a half, 2 months, 3 months, he'll be fine. But it's just this small period of time when they really need him. It ain't looking too good. Do you think they win game 5 tomorrow?
No.
I think it's over.
Yeah, I think it's over. The past 2 games, like Ant in the third quarter has come out of the half and be like, all right, that's enough. Like it was cute in the first half. Like he had 18. Was it 18 last night in the third? Yeah, like Ant just coming out like, all right, like that's enough. You had your fun. I'm gonna send y'all home real quick.
So are the Timberwolves going to be a fully healthy team this postseason?
I feel like I think they'll have more rest than the winner of the OKC Thunder series, and that might be enough.
They played an unhealthy Lakers team, unhealthy Golden State team. But
hey man, that's what I said earlier. This might be Ant's best shot to win a title because if you can get through an exhausted Nuggets or OKC team, you're going to have probably Indiana or the Knicks waiting for you. And I'm not saying the Knicks are some slight because they're not, but Ant is the best player on the floor.
He gets busy. Let me ask you something. Did you see Draymond Green hitting WWE type moves?
It's so frustrating.
He's not the funniest man in the NBA.
It's so frustrating because he knows, and he's been doing this for years in the playoffs. Once I get that first tech, they not throwing me out. I can do whatever. So he get that first tech in the first 5-7 minutes, and then he do whatever he want.
Bro, that was like a full yank into a choke. I was like, yo, Draymond, why?
And then he's like, they paint me as an angry black man. Nah, dog, you just out here fighting people.
It's like, nah, brother.
This one don't apply to you.
Yeah, nah. This art brush is painting accurately. You might be a little angry, my brother. You might be a little.
You are insane.
He's listen. Going to the other series in the West, the Nuggets and the Thunder tied at 2-2. This is probably the most competitive series on both ends. Let me ask you something. What do you think are the keys? Because Game 5 is tonight with the steam game. What do you think are the keys to victory for each team heading tonight's big Game 5 in OKC?
I think whoever has the most energy at the end. Because I feel like both teams are really tired. Like especially Game 4, they just look exhausted. Like these games aren't cracking 100 points. I think both teams are playing great defense. I think both teams are really tired, which is kind of shocking because everyone keeps talking about OKC's youth. Well, the advantage of youth is I understand why Joker's tired and Jamal Murray and Michael. Like these guys are old and they've been in deep playoff. Well, I mean the Thunder were headed second round run. I understand why the Nuggets are tired. I do not understand why the Thunder are tired. Like you ended your first round series early. You got all that rest. Like the Nuggets went to 7 with the Clippers. I don't know why OKC is running out of gas. You should have plenty of energy.
Because they in Denver own that gas.
I hear you, and I'm not saying the altitude doesn't have an effect, but it can't be like that. Like I expect more from OKC.
I think keys to the game for each team is simple. Offensive rebounding, free throws.
Yeah.
I think free throws are going to be key, especially for SGA. You know his game. You know how smooth he is in the mid-range and being able to drive, get downhill, attack the basket, drawing fouls. I think Jokic, if he, again, continues to struggle from the field in general, I think he has to continue to be aggressive, look for free throws, look to start maybe getting people in foul trouble, and using those free throws to eventually start getting his teammates some more open looks. And I also think for the Nuggets, get Jamal Murray involved. Let's get him involved early. Let's get him going. I think Jamal Murray is cooking that fares better for the Nuggets. I think for the Thunder, if Jalen Williams is playing well, he should, if he's hitting around what he was hitting in the regular season, I think the Thunder have a good chance to pull this one off. But the thing about the Nuggets is everyone talked about how would offensively they'd be able to handle this OKC defense, which has been so good all year. I think the answer has been pretty simple. That the Nuggets have been able to keep pace with the Thunder in all but one game this series. That was that 50-point blowout, and that was outside of that, I mean, they've been right there. So give credit to the Nuggets. They're playing defense and they're staying with them offensively. And shout out Russell Westbrook. He's giving them some good minutes some games.
Let me ask you a question.
Talk to me.
Do you think the Thunder can win a championship with Jalen Williams as their second best player?
I think it's still been a small sample size. I think I might need to see more before I have a more definitive answer. But from what I've seen right now, yes, I do think they can win a championship with Jalen Williams. That's their second best player.
I'll frame it another way. If the Thunder don't get it done this year, if you're Sam Presti, you have a treasure chest full of picks. Do you call and see what it would take to get Giannis?
I would be interested in it, yes. But I would also have to ask what does that where does that leave the roster post
right. Like it would probably take 3 or 4 teams because I don't even think the Thunder have the money to match it. Who's their max player? I think SGA. Is SGA even maxed out?
He should be, or
because Giannis makes $54 million.
This offseason, Shea's supposed to get his big deal.
Yeah, and after you sign a max, I don't think you can be traded for a year or something like that. But yeah, or you call Boston and see if they really about blowing it up. Like, what would it take to get Jaylen Brown?
If you're OKC?
Yeah.
I don't really think that does anything. OKC with Jaylen Brown and SGA, that's the same player. That's Spider-Man looking in the mirror.
I mean, what is Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown but Spider-Man pointing at the
A
same?
little bit different. I would say Jason Tatum has a little bit more of a bunny three than Jaylen Brown. Not that Jaylen Brown can't shoot the three, but I think Tatum might be a little bit better shooter.
I don't know. I think this year, if you're the Thunder and say you lose right now, it's definitely like we can't keep doing this. I don't know if you can win a championship with Jalen Williams as your second best player right now.
I don't know, man. I think they're a good team. They won. They won at a historic pace. They won almost 70 games this season with him as the second option.
Yeah, but this is different. Like this is a different beast. Like we're talking about the Cavs right now. They had the best record in the league. Halliburton went on a 15-0 run by himself just now. And they might be going home tonight.
You see Dwight Howard on Inside the NBA
sitting in Shaq's chair.
When I saw him, I said, "Yeah, that boy definitely likes some minutes." Going back to the Mavs, do you see Anthony Davis asking for a trade? Would you do it if you were him?
So, yes and no. I would want to see what that looks like first. Like I would want to see what an AD, Cooper Flag, and Derek Lively lineup looks like before I trade him. Like I would need to see that. Now, again, if you're talking about Giannis being traded, Giannis makes $54 million. Anthony Davis makes $54 million. The money matches. So in theory, you could trade Anthony Davis and the number 1 overall pick for Giannis and be done with it. I don't know if I do that. I want to see Cooper, AD, and Lively on the floor together.
Yeah, I mean that probably won't be until.
I mean, it won't be till next season. AD will be fine. Lively his stress fracture is healed, and you got Cooper coming in as a rookie. The only problem is point guard. Like you're going to have to go find a point guard.
But like, how do you handle all of these bigs if you're the Mavs? There's a lot of big men.
Well, Cooper can shoot. AD can shoot. Lively has shown he can shoot, even though he doesn't take a lot of threes. So I don't think it's just going to be 3 guys clogging up the paint. And Coop can be a secondary ball handler. Like you can play big, you can play small, you can do whatever you want. You put AD at the 5, Coop at the 4. You can put Lively at the 5, AD at the 4, Coop at the 3. Like, you can do whatever you want to do.
But where do you put?
Like if you want to play big, right?
Where do you put? I mean, put Kyrie at the 1, I guess.
Yeah, but even if you want to play big, right? You can put Coop at the 1, Clay at your 2, AD at your 3, Lively at your 5, and if PJ Washington's still there, well, PJ would be the 3, and AD would be the 4. Like that's a big ass lineup.
Do you think how many years away do you see this team being from being able to win a championship?
I don't think next year, right? Because Kyrie. I think the year after that is that final window with AD, Kyrie, and Clay. And then after that, you're going to start having conversations about how to this team as the centerpiece. So 2 years from now, they're contenders, and then probably 2 or 3 years after that. Because there's not a lot of youth on that Mavericks team. You got Lively, Coop coming in. I think Najee Marshall's a little young. Omax is young. But you would need to find a second star.
Well, y'all got the great white. Y'all got another great white hope.
It's beautiful. That's what we do in Dallas. Page and Coop.
Dallas is the home of the great white hopes.
It fits, though. It fits.
Talk to me about the WNBA kickoff while I go and run into the living room real quick.
Okay. So, for everyone who knows, the WNBA starts this Friday. League Pass is $35. I highly suggest it's a great investment. You can watch every WNBA game. Let's see. I think the big matchups this weekend, you got Vegas versus New York. New York won the championship last year. Chicago and Indiana, the Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark rivalry continues. You got the LA Sparks versus the Golden State Valkyries, their first game as a franchise. Then you got Minnesota, Dallas, Minnesota.
Let's go Sparks. Let's go Sparks.
Oh, that game's going to be. I don't have a lot of hope in Golden State this year. That game's going to be a slaughter.
Wait a minute. Why?
Well, that takes me to my. So this year I made tiers about WNBA teams where I think they're going to be. And the first tier is ground floor. And by ground floor, I mean get in before they get good, because this year they're going to be awful. Golden State's on that tier. That roster, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. I don't know who the fuck they waiting for. But that roster is putrid. It's not going to be a lot of fun for Golden State this year.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm reading these things. Ladies and gentlemen, I am just chiming in here to say Danny Ocean is fucking hilarious. Some of these names, Fire Cell, are you ready?
Oh, you got the DX reference? That's a DX reference.
Are you ready? Fire Cell. All right, go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
So yeah, in the ground floor, like these teams are going to be bad. Connecticut Sun. I will say about Connecticut, they've been in the mix for years. They finally tore down this offseason. They have one final chip left. That's Marina Mabrey. She's already asked for a trade. They told her no, but I do think Marina gets traded to a team in in one of these other tiers who thinks they're a three-point shooter and defender away from contention. And also the Sun are for sale and will probably be moving, hopefully, to Detroit. So, again, getting on the ground floor for Golden State and Connecticut, because this year's going to be some nasty basketball. You're not going to see them on TV a lot unless you have League Pass. The next tier, League Pass veterans.
Hey, translation. Hey, dog, if you ain't never seen them play, they ain't going to start this year.
You ain't going to start this year. Yeah, don't, like, no offense to Connecticut and Golden State. Golden State's an expansion team. They have an excuse to be. I really feel like Connecticut is going to see what this team looks like. It's not going to take long for them to realize, man, we need Juju Watkins. So it's not going to take long. League Pass veterans, these teams are fun. I don't expect anything big out of them, but they'll be fun to watch on a Tuesday night if you got nothing to do. The Mystics, Shakira Austin is finally healthy. Elena Deladon retired. Aaliyah Edwards, we saw what she did in Unrivaled. I think the Mystics are going to be fun. I don't think they're going anywhere. Atlanta, the Dream, they had a great offseason. They signed Brittany Griner and Brianna Jones, but I don't know if having that many bigs in this league works anymore. They were bottom of the league at pace last year, and they weren't that good. And they just got slower. I don't know how you play with teams going to run those two off the floor, and I don't know if Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard are enough to come. Well, Brittany Griner, like she does, like they play slow because she's not going to run up and down the floor.
They're going to run up and
They're going to run her off the floor. They're going to run her off the floor. Chicago, I just think they're really young. The youth movement's in full swing. They're just young. Like, they'll be fun to watch. You're going to hear the Angel Reese talk again about how she doesn't have any offense. It won't matter. She's still going to average double-double. The Dallas.
So I got a question.
Yep.
Why aren't the Fever in this category of teams, considering they were picking number one overall last year?
Oh, we'll get to the Fever in a second, but I'm going to answer that question in a second. The last team on this team of League Pass veterans are the Dallas Wings. They drafted Paige Becker. She was the number one overall pick. But I don't know how a lineup of her, Arike Ogunbowale, and Dejanay Carrington work. Dejanay is a great defender, but they're all kind of small. So bigger teams are just going to bully them. And I also think this is a year Arike asked for a trade. She needs the ball in her hands. Paige needs the ball in her hands. I think it's time for Dallas to move on from Arike. I think we get that in season or probably next offseason, because I don't think that can work.
Arike a future Spark or no?
I don't know how that. Arike is a high volume shooter. She needs the ball in her hands to be effective. I don't know how she works with a team that needs her to play off the ball, which the Sparks would, because Kelsey Plum is your point guard. So she needs to be on the team where she's the primary ball handler. And I don't know what that looks like. Like her in Golden State just jacking up shots, sure, go for it.
Yo, that is Is anyone else paying attention to how hilarious it's going? Yo, take her to send her to Golden State where she can just be the only option. There's like 30 field goals a game.
Yeah, or a team that doesn't have a ball handler, like the Mystics, right? Like I don't think the Mystics have like a good point. Like Arike needs the ball in her hands to be effective. So I don't know if it's going to work in Dallas. The next tier is Fire Sale. It's self-explanatory. Seattle. I don't know what the fuck Seattle's doing. They're old. They're young. Their roster doesn't make sense. There's the bullying scandal. I think Skylar Diggins is going to get traded. Neko Gumuke's 34, 35. Like it's like Ezzy's in her.
There's a bullying scandal.
Yeah, so last year there's a scandal that the coach and Skylar were allegedly bullying teammates. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know if it was bullying or if they were like, man, y'all suck. Y'all suck. Like, I don't know. These kind of things have followed Skylar her entire career, so I don't want to just brush it off. This isn't the first time Skylar has been caught up in some foolishness. The next tier in the cut, if everything goes right, man, I love the Sparks. My only fear about the Sparks is that they're relying on a lot of young people like Rakia, Cameron Brink coming back from a torn ACL, Ray Burrell. But they traded for Kelsey Plum, who was a champion. De'Arca Hamby's still on the roster. She's a champion. If everything goes right and those youngins play above their age, I could see a world where the Sparks are a top 3 team in the league. Like, they just got it, man. You got shot makers, you got defenders, you got some veterans. They almost got into the next tier, the Are You Ready tier. So these teams are built to win.
Wait, before you move on, as a Los Angeles Sparks fan, how excited should I be going into this season?
You should be very excited. Like Cameron, like remember last year, like Cameron didn't play a lot before she blew her knee out, but when she did, like she was putting up numbers. We're talking defensive player of the year kind of stuff. Like she can protect
early in the year too, right?
Yeah, she got hurt real early, so we really didn't get to see Rakia Jackson can score. She can score wherever she wants. You got Ray Burrell. So you got Kelsey Plum. Like you got veterans. Like you should be excited. Like if they stay healthy, like there's a world where we look up and they're a top 3 team.
And Cameron Brink's already back on the court playing?
Pretty sure she is. Yeah. Are you ready? These teams are built to win, but I don't know if they're ready to take the jump. And this is where the fever come in. So this offseason, they've surrounded Caitlin with a lot of veterans, like Dewana Bonner. She came from Connecticut, champion. Natasha Howard, champion. Sydney Colson, champion. Like they have surrounded. Has Natasha Howard won a championship? I'm pretty sure she has. But anyway, they've surrounded Caitlin with vets. Kelsey Mitchell re-signed. She's a bucket. Like Caitlin has everything. They traded for Sophie Cunningham. She's a shooter. You got Lexi Hall, another shooter. Like this Indiana team can play however you want to play and probably be better than you. It's just, are they ready to do that?
And didn't the Fever get a new head coach this year?
They did. Stephanie White came over from Connecticut. And Stephanie White is a great coach. Like Indiana has it.
Oh, so that's why Connecticut's at the ground floor. They ain't got nothing.
Connecticut lost everything. Like everyone left. The other part of that equation is the Phoenix Mercury. Alyssa Thomas, who was the point guard over in Connecticut, is now in Phoenix. On paper, the Phoenix and Mercury have Kalia Copper, Finals MVP, Satu Sabli, the Unicorn, Alyssa Thomas, one of the best point guards in the league. She's big. She gets down here. She can't shoot for shit, but that don't matter because she gets downhill. It looks good on paper. I don't know what it looks like on the court, and I don't think they have the depth. I think they had 20 turnovers the other night in the preseason. Like, they look good on paper. I'm just afraid we're going to look up in July, and they're like a bottom feeder. They're fighting for the final playoff spot. And then last but not least, the big dogs, the Liberty, they're the defending champions. The Lynx, they were in the finals last year. And, of course, the Aces added Drew Lloyd from Seattle this offseason in that Kelsey Plum trade. That team is stacked. So those are my 3, contenders off the rip.
I just wanted to give you credit and so much kudos for these tiers because this is fucking hilarious. Ground floor. Are you ready?
Get in there.
Fire Sale's fucking hilarious. I don't know what the fuck they got going on.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they're doing in Seattle. Like, go look at that roster. Like, you don't know, like, how are they going to play? Like, what is the offense going to look like? Ezzy's there, great defender.
That's your defensive player of the year.
Yeah. So, I also did my awards, MVP. I was so close to putting Caitlin Clark. Like, if we look up in August, in Indiana's a top 2 team, which could happen, Caitlin Clark's going to be MVP. But right now, I got Stewie, Coach of the Year, Stephanie White of the Fever, Defensive Player of the Year, Ezzy in Seattle, because Lord knows she's going to have to protect the rim up there. Rookie of the Year.
Oh.
What? Protect the rim? Okay, yeah.
Hey, yo.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
We double back. Before you keep going, bam. I've been laughing at this. He said Kelsey Plum married Darren Waller expecting monogamy. That's a walking L.
That's crazy. He made a song about her, and it was disgusting.
Oh man, that was a nasty song.
Rookie of the Year, I got Paige. Just because Paige is going to be the primary ball handler in Dallas, she's going to have more opportunity, and I really couldn't find anyone else who would really have a chance. Most improved, Aaliyah Edwards. If anyone watches on Rival League, Aaliyah Edwards won the one-on-one tournament, and she cooked. I think that's a precursor to the season she's going to have down in DC, especially if Shakira Austin is healthy and they get to play together. And comeback player of the year, Cameron Brink of your LA Sparks, who blew her early last year. As you can tell, I am very, very high on the Sparks. Like I said,
I'm Cameron Brink.
If we get to the All-Star break and they're a top 3 team, I would not be shocked. That's how much Kelsey Plum swings this. Like, having a veteran like Kelsey Plum who has won championships, who has hit big shots, who is a great defender, it means everything.
Our favorite guy, Keely, just came by. What's going on?
The Pacers are up by 1.
Oh, Pascal Siakam just hit a 3? Oh, shit.
Spooky.
Oh, shit. Ladies and gentlemen, Pacers are up by 1. Akili also just joined us. He said, I missed it. Y'all were talking shit. No, Akili, per usual, I was just letting the world know that if Diddy had more interior decorating like you did, he wouldn't be some predicaments that he's being acquitted of or accused of in trial. And I said that because you are a good dude. I'm saying you're a good wholesome man. I can tell by your interior decorating. Akili, what's the chances of you sending me that one painting? And you know that painting I'm talking about. Like, what's the likelihood of like you sending me that painting so I can hang it up in my house?
Like, it would look great right where your crush is. Like, it'd be like just in the background.
It would look great, right up in there. Anytime, every time. It's not, hey. I mean, how many times you get Jesus, AC/DC, Dan Marino, SpongeBob, Tupac, Snoop Dogg, and Pikachu all playing poker in a picture?
Smoking cigars.
Smoking cigars, man. Bam said too much ball handling and swinging plums for WNBA talk.
Insane.
Bam, you need help. You need help.
Where's it? Bam, is your wife nearby? Can we talk to her for a second?
Hey, what I tell you he was gonna say? I literally said it earlier in the show. I said,
yeah,
I bet
you did.
I bet you when I asked Bam for a copy of that picture, he gonna say he waiting on my belt. Oh man, Akili, you are funny. Speaking of Akili, before we get into our NFL talk, we don't have much, but we got some. Before we get into our NFL talk, I did want to have some quick fantasy talk. Do you mind?
Oh hell no.
Chat, do you mind? Because this is one of those things where I'm gonna get a little vulnerable here. Been having some thoughts about my fantasy teams, my dynasty teams.
Mm-hmm. Not you lighting the blunt like Wayne. Is this No Ceilings? Arguably his best mixtape.
I came to the conclusion, as a loyal Green Bay Packer fan, I need some Jaden Reed stock. Need some Jaden Reed stock, man.
Okay. Who has Jaden Reed?
Jaden Reed, number 1 wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers. I had a thought about this.
Mm-hmm.
I had a thought about this from draft day to day. Start thinking about the Packers passing game and what it looks like. Yes, we just took a wide receiver in the first round, but he's going into year 3, getting close to that contract.
I'm saying, who has him in our league? Do you have him?
I'm gonna get there, my brother.
My bad.
Then on the other side, we got Matthew Golden, first round wide receiver. Christian Watson's hurt. We got to sit him on the side over here. We got Savion Williams, which is a 2nd or 3rd round wide receiver. Romeo Dubs, veteran wide receiver, who's been there before, and Dontavius Wicks, who can't catch anything, but he's on the roster too. We got some guys, but Jaden Reed, he came out his rookie year, 2nd round pick from Michigan State, but he came out his rookie year. He made an impact. He established himself as that dude. Last year was a down year, but he was still that dude. He just had some bad drops. But this year, this is the year for Jaden Reed, and I need some Jaden Reed stock. So this is my way of saying, if you hear this, if you hear my voice, and we are in Dynasty together, let's talk about a Jaden Reed package and how we can make that deal work and what we can do to get that deal done. Now, in our all money in league, Keely has him.
Hence his comment just now. Are we about to do a trade in person?
Swag surf your way to sleeper and let's get to negotiating.
No, negotiating. There's a difference.
Oh, Akili said, swag surf your way to sleeper and let's get to negotiating. Akili, I need to know in terms of what you're looking for in terms of Jaden Reed. Like, what's the return on value you're looking for in terms of Jaden Reed? Because I have a lot of interest in getting some Jaden Reed stock, so I'm looking for what you're asking.
Check your sleeper app.
What happened? A trade has been completed. What happened?
Just check your sleeper.
Oh, you mother! Oh, you mother! All right, you know what? All right. Do you want to tell the audience? I'll let you tell the people.
Okay, so Akili and Kyle have just made a trade in Dynasty. Akili gets Xavier Leggett in a 2027 2nd-round pick from Kyle. Kyle receives Jaden Reed in a 2027 3rd-round pick from Akili. Kyle had the same thought. Achilles said, "This happens when you don't send him the belt."
So what happens when I don't send the belt? It's okay. Look, you know what I'm about to go do? Veto it.
I was about to say veto.
I'm gonna go veto it. Nah, god damn it. Well,
can I say something about fantasy real quick?
Go ahead, brother. Don't say it too fast.
I got Tyler Shuck for $1. That might be the greatest thing I've ever done.
In another league, I drafted Spencer Rattler last year, and I was thinking about trading him, and then Derek Carr retired, and I was sitting there like, well, I might just go ahead and keep this.
Like, if there's a world where I have all my quarterbacks for Superflex next year and maybe an influx, what a time to be alive.
That's some bullshit.
That's funny. That's fun. And the fact that Akili was like, swag surf your ass to sleeper and start negotiating and the deal was done, elite trolling. Thank you guys. That might be the best thing that's ever happened in this league.
I got something for you, Akili. Right.
Comedy. Pure comedy.
Well, with that being said, let's look at the trade for a second.
Yep.
So Kyle traded a young wide receiver in a second for Jaden Reed in the third. And another league, another dynasty league, do you think that's enough to maybe get a Jaden Reed?
Well, I think you and Kyle have a unique view of Jaden Reed that most people don't. Oh, Donovan Mitchell, sorry. I think as Packers fans, you have an insight to Jaden Reed that most people may not. So I think it's quite fair, right? Because Rojo is going to be good. Kyle plans on being good. Those picks will probably be close together and probably be a wash. So it's probably when you think about Xavier Leggett. I wouldn't want him, but Achilles the champ, so he can do whatever he want to do. He know more than me.
So this team, let's see if he has. Let's look at the team that has Jaden Reed in my other league. I actually play him week 1. He does. He has Jaden Reed starting. His team is Tua, Kyron Williams, James Cook, Michael Pittman, Jordan Addison, Jake Ferguson, Jerry Jeudy, Keenan Allen, Jaden Reed, Jared Goff. He also has Shador. He has Jameis Winston, Caleb Johnson, some other notable names: Juju Smith-Schuster, Hollywood Brown, Juwan Jennings.
I thought my roster was bad.
Alec Pierce, Tyler Higbee, Mike Gesicki, Will Dissly, Antonio Gibson. He does have Michael Mayer, Javon Baker, and Brendan Rice. That's that guy. That's that guy's team. Sounds like he could. What do you think he could use if you
Everything.
Okay. Do you think?
How many teams is that league?
It's a 12-team league.
Okay.
So if you were giving up Jaden Reed, would you want a wide receiver back?
What would your team look like?
My starting lineup. This is the championship. This is the league I won a championship in. So remember, you're speaking to El Campeone. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Etienne, Josh Jacobs, Tyreek Hill, Lad McConkey, George Kittle, Zach Ertz, Khalil Shakir, Calvin Ridley, Jaden Daniels. Other notable folks on my roster: Spencer Rattler, Riley Leonard, Aaron Rodgers, Brayshaw Tootin, Rico Dowdle, Rashad White, Tajay Spears, Savion Williams, Jalen Lane, Brandon Cooks, Wandale Robinson, Dallas Goedert, Harold Fannin, Gunnar Helm, Quinn Ewers, Arian Smith, young wide receiver from the Jets, and Phil Maffa, young running back for the Dallas Cowboys.
How many picks do you have? What picks do you have?
4 rounds. So I have my first, third, and fourth next year.
You probably can get him for a third for real.
Jaden Reed for a third and a wide receiver?
Yeah.
What wide receiver? But after hearing his team.
I would say Shakir, but if I'm giving up Khalil Shakir, I ain't giving up no pick with that. I'm getting a pick back.
It's a good trade, Kyle, by the way. I'm not mad
Yeah, it's a good trade.
I'm the one that has Khalil Shakir. So you're saying if I give up Khalil Shakir, you're saying I shouldn't ask for a pick back. It should be player.
No, you
You're
should.
saying
Khalil Shakir for Jaden Reed in the third. See what that person says. Like I said, I think you and Kyle have a very unique view on Jaden Reed that most people do not.
What about Calvin Ridley?
That could Calvin Ridley for Jaden Reed straight up.
No, I think I might have to throw in a pick if I trade Calvin.
I don't know. I think Calvin Ridley, you might get away with asking for something else with it.
Well, actually, if you think about it, he'll have improved QB play.
Mm-hmm. I would say Calvin Ridley for Jaden Reed and ask for a third round pick and see what they say. Because, like I said, I think
What's the trade thing again?
The keep trade cut. Who are these bots in here? Get out, silly rectum. That's insane. How do we kick these fools out? What is this?
There we go. Let's go.
Block. Cool. Yeah, share the screen. Let's do this in real time. Yes, Achilles. I'm not saying D gives up a third with Calvin Ridley. I'm saying he asked for a third.
All right, let's look at this. So I'm going to get Jaden Reed. Let's look at Jaden Reed for Calvin Ridley straight up.
Yeah. Okay, so you might
add a play. Wait, are they saying that tight end premium is?
They're saying that Jaden Reed is more valuable than Calvin Ridley. So the person who's getting Calvin Ridley may need something to sweeten the deal, and those are comparable pieces that would make it fair.
So you think I should maybe add in? Well, then let's try. Let's see if I don't want to throw in Shakir, but let's try it out. Just see what they think.
See, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, see, everyone chat saying Ridley in a third for Reed.
Ridley in a third. All right, let's try it. Let's try it. Calvin Ridley, and that's at 2026.
I always put mid, like mid third. Yeah.
It's a fair trade. All right. Let's send this one over. We'll try it right now. We will try it right now. Start trade proposal. So Calvin Ridley and
Kyle said, I wonder what Ridley in a fourth would get you. Yeah, I would start with a fourth, then see if he counters with a third.
All right. Calvin Ridley in the 2024 for Jaden Reed straight up is what everyone thinks.
Yep. That's a good call, Kyle. Dog. The Pacers are up 12.
Oh, what happened?
Donovan Mitchell got hurt. He walked off the floor. He in the locker room.
Damn, what'd he do?
I don't know. It's probably his toe, right? No, that's Garland. Garland.
Yeah. Donovan had the ankle.
Yeah, it must have been his ankle. Pack this up. Start this Warriors game.
All right, I just sent the trade over officially, and we'll keep documenting this. I am interested in getting some Jaden Reed stock, so let's see if Calvin Ridley in a fourth maybe gets that done and what that could look like. It's not a bad deal, though. It's not a bad deal.
Nope.
I wonder what let's just say I have another good year like I did this year. Let's say a 2026 late fourth. Let's see what that one looks like.
It wouldn't be significant enough where you could add anything.
I mean, they said it still favors me, but just a little bit. Crazy enough, they said if I listen to the names that they said players to even in the trade, and listen if one of these doesn't sound familiar. David Bell, Dylan Lobb, Alan Lazard, Jake Browning, Phil Maffa.
See? Like nothing that moves the needle.
I have Phil Maffa. He's on my taxi squad. They said if I add in Phil Maffa, Calvin Ridley, and a late 2026 fourth for Jaden Reed, it's an equal trade.
I wouldn't add Maffa at all.
I wouldn't. I sent over Ridley in the fourth, and we'll start there. See what that can get me. Hopefully, this begins. Here's what I'll tell you though, Khalil Shakir. I don't really want to do that deal. It's a little too rich for my blood. I'd rather maybe trade away a few more picks. Ridley in a third, I'm willing to do. I don't have a second round pick, and if he asks for a first round pick, that's just not happening.
He can go to hell.
It's just not happening. So we will see. Well, that's our usual little commissioner talk. And let's get into some real NFL talk. You want to start with the Cowboys or with the Browns really quick?
So let's get the Browns out the way.
Well, the Browns have been the story of NFL rookie mini camps, I guess. It's the media wars between Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders. I don't know if you peeped it.
I have.
What's your thoughts?
That job belongs to Shador. Dylan, I hope your resume is updated. Go ahead, refresh your LinkedIn profile.
Hey,
You'll be a great high school coach. You saw the way Stefanski was talking to Shador. Oh, Donovan's back. You saw how Stefanski was talking to Shador. You saw the clips.
All right, tell the people for those who don't know.
What's the one like Dylan standing like within earshot and Stefanski's like, Shador, you're great, you're doing a great job. Like I think this isn't even like armchair psychology. Kevin Stefanski appears to be preparing Shador to be the starter.
I think so.
That's what if granted it's just rookie minicamp. You're throwing in shells. That first pass Shador threw looked like some shit out of Tim Tebow's hand. But it feels like Shador will probably be the starter.
It's funny. What if around the league no one really had Shador as maybe a day one QB, and the Browns probably had him on their board, and as he fell, they just kept drafting best player available, and they probably just got to a point where he was just right there. They were just like, well, we just can't let him go. He's probably too good. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if we'd ever get it, but I would love to see what that war room looked like. Like, hey guys, we can take Shador here. Nah, let's take Dylan Gabriel, and then
I want to see what the war room looked like for a few franchises that were QB needed. The Steelers, the Giants. I'd like to see what their war room looked like. Like if Hard Knocks want to do something, though, that would be the off-season Hard Knocks I would do. Talk about teams in the first maybe. I mean, those first
Steelers.
Those first 10 that really focus on positions. It's this team needs X, Y, and Z. This team needs X, Y, and Z. Now after the draft, though, so that way it won't even really matter what happens because we were already seeing what happens. Because I'd be so interested if while the board's going down and teams are seeing. I want to know how in New Orleans they're seeing all these players, these QBs on the board, and they say, fate of the franchise on the world. Marshall's got the death beam pointed at the Superdome. Give me Tyler Show. It's like, all right, come on, man.
Unserious franchise, but the Saints haven't been serious in forever. So
they ain't been serious in a long time. You think?
No, but at least they won their Super Bowl.
Yeah. Let's talk about these Cowboys, America's team. How about them Cowboys? They started out the week making a big trade, actually. Trading for George Pickens.
Yeah.
Now they got a wide receiver duo of CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. They got the return of Dakota. You assume better offensive line play. They just drafted a rookie who'll be really good. Dallas has a really good history of offensive line and offensive line drafting. Cowboys said, hey, they think they got the best wide receiver duo in the NFC East. They don't give a fuck about what's going on in Philly. Danny, can the Cowboys be legitimate threats in the division and in the conference? With your unbiased opinion as an Eagles fan.
I think they can. Do I think they will? No. They're going to get better offensive line play for sure, but is it good enough to contend with the D tackles in the conference? You got Vita Vea down in Tampa, Dexter Lawrence in New York. The Commanders have a good defensive front. Jalen Carter's over there.
Don't forget about the Packers. Hold on
now. I was getting there, but you guys aren't known for your D tackles, right? Who's your starting D tackle?
You got Kenny Clark.
I'm not familiar with Kenny Clark's game. I'm saying the defensive lines in the NFC, Aiden Hutchinson's over there in Detroit. The D lines are so stacked. around the NFC. Like I feel like the Dallas offense is going to have to rely on like quick throws, like death by 1,000 paper cuts, which is cool because that's how Tampa Bay plays. I just don't know if it's enough. And I think we know who George Pickens is. He's the crash out king. When is he going
to doing that up in Jerry house? You're not doing that at Jerry
He
house.
will get the green light to do that in Jerry's house.
You ain't doing that in Jerry house. You're not doing that.
You don't think so?
No, you're not doing
He
that.
fighting somebody. He fighting Terry McLaurin week 7. I'm trying to think of like who in the NFC East is
they play the same position. They can't fight.
That's the point. Like who he gonna fight? Marshawn Lattimore. He and Marshawn Lattimore gonna throw hands at halftime. That's what he's gonna fight. He gonna fight Marshawn Lattimore.
I think that just might be AJ Brown.
He might fight AJ. George Pickens, the kind of guy that walk up to Jalen Carter and try to fight him. And he killed a man, allegedly.
So what's going to happen on that first week in September down at the link when them Cowboys, for the first time since the early, 2000s?
96.
96.
If you're referring to what I think you're referring to.
That the Cowboys and the Eagles kicked this motherfucker off.
Oh, yeah. That's 2000. I thought you meant since the Cowboys have seen the Super Bowl banner be raised. That was 96.
I'm talking about since they opened up the season playing.
I don't like the matchup. I don't think that game is exciting enough to start the season. I really thought it would be the Rams or Detroit. I really thought it would have been the Rams or Detroit. Well, I think they go to LA, so I thought it was going to be Detroit.
Are you kidding me?
Well, Detroit. Hey, man, Detroit, all that. They've been saying, I'm in Ross St. Brown's like, if we're healthy, we would have won. The Rams game was close. Here's the thing about Dallas, right? I don't think Dallas is going to win. Fuck no. But Cowboys fans have always been like, well, Dak's not healthy, and we always play each other late in the year. Well, it's week 1. So when you lose 35-12.
See, here we go. Here we go. All right, listen, let me tell you, I have spoken to Cowboys Nation.
And what they say?
First off, they said, first and foremost, that shit was cute that y'all did last year.
They've never done it.
That shit was cute. Y'all had y'all little run. Dakota was hurt. Our defense was still, we ain't had the Mike Zimmer. Ain't had him ready yet, but that shit was cute.
The defense is still ass though.
And they said that in that first week of September, on that kickoff game, it's time to restore order.
But you know what's funny? They'll win that game. And then we'll get that Super Bowl chatter from them, and then they'll flame out. But they're not winning. They're not winning in the link after we dropping the banner. Fuck that.
But they said y'all gonna start fighting each other and reading books on the sideline by week 7.
Right. And they got George Pickens. They're talking about us fighting somebody. You got George Pickens.
You're not doing that in Jerry house.
You crazy. He got the green light to do that. George Pickens will go over and fight Malik Neighbors. You don't think so? No. Just because he went to LSU.
I think George Pickens is the type of person to pick a fight with Bam. Because he don't like that shit he said about the Ravens.
100%.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think Bam would say if he saw George Pickens?
I don't know. I feel like George Pickens carries a gun, so George Pickens carries a gun that jams.
Bam would say he a firefighter.
Bam cut him with an axe. Hey man, listen, Bam a big man.
Let him know.
There's a time where I thought Bam was gonna be starting offensive guard somewhere in the league.
You thought he had that form?
Hey,
that explosive hips?
That man, no, guards usually don't have explosive. That's why they play guard, because they're not athletic.
Oh. He was sturdy though, powerful.
Yeah, he was powerful. His arm was a little short. But yeah, you catch Bam on a run block or a pull. Oh yeah, he killed somebody.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I can see it. Hey, Bam is my favorite Baltimore Ravens. And speaking of which, who wants to make a trade for DeAndre Hopkins, man?
Nobody.
Come on, man. Somebody.
The same people who want to trade for John Mechie.
Somebody come trade for Diop, man. What'd you think about Trey Hendrickson from the Bengals who came out and said he ain't heard the diddly squadly poo from the Bengals? After they didn't pay T, they didn't pay Jamar. We all know that Joe already got his money. They told him last offseason they'd pay him. He ain't heard nothing from him since. He waiting on a new contract. What you think?
Sound like Paul Brown to me. Paul Brown
they got a rookie too that was holding out.
Yeah,
well,
Paul Brown said, I ain't got it. He said, I ain't having to pay T. Higgins. I damn sure ain't got it for you. Trey Hendrickson. I'm trying to think who could trade for him. Like, what would it take and who would trade? Because if you trade for him, you got to sign him to a contract.
Listen, Brian Gutekunst. Bam, D-Hop for 2027 third? I might do.
He is a Raven, so you know Bam interested.
For a third, I might do it.
Oh, Bam said he was a pulling guard and he was a top-tier athlete. I never said you weren't, but your arm was a little too short to play tackle. That's why you had to play guard, right? I mean, I had the same issue. I wasn't as good as Bam because I was smaller, but yes, I think he'd be a better guard than tackle.
He was in there moving them feet.
Hey, he's powerful. That's the reason he should be guard. Like Bam on the down block on the 3 technique. Hey, man, he get him out the way. We run the counter right behind him. Dead ass.
You looking at Phil? Look at that boy right there.
Hey,
move that boy right there.
Shovel Vita Veda ass out of here, dog. That's what Bam here to do. Get that big ass D tackle out of here. That's his job.
Yeah. Yeah, he in the field saying like, you see it? See Bam right there? Yeah, he sealed that boy.
Hey, Bam in the zone blocking scheme as a guard. Hey, he'd feed the whole family forever.
Ribs for everybody.
Yeah, dog. Put him in Shanahan's offense. Shit, dog. I can retire.
That Matt LaFleur offense.
Or Matt LaFleur.
That's funny. Eagles play the Packers on Monday night in November.
Yes, sir. So can't wait to hit that tush push in Green Bay. Make y'all boo.
Oh, you got about another 8 days or so before the owners meet again, and they can
ban it. It won't even matter because the QB sneak will work. It don't matter.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna say. QB sneak's cool. Tush push is not.
All right. When Jalen get 3 rushing touchdowns, I don't want to hear it.
You got to get to the one first. I want to see the tush push ban because I want to see Saquon Barkley get the.
That's something. Packers will have to be some suckers for that.
Hey, don't hate, just appreciate.
Appreciate what? That y'all hate you can't stop a play?
That's not football. That's rugby that y'all do.
It's not rugby, though.
That's definitely rugby.
It's not. Jordan Mailata was a professional rugby player, and he said it's not a rugby play.
Yeah, well, they also paying him, so I don't, we'll bias. Some other notes from last week that we didn't get to touch on. How about the NFL also announced last year the draft for next year is in Pittsburgh. Year after that, it's in Washington, D.C. Now, for that, Pittsburgh's cool. My brother, for that 2027 one, we up?
I am not going anywhere near Washington, D.C. for
my brother, come on outside. Whoop-de-whoop.
Dog, that's going to be the things that are going to be said and done in that draft. But luckily for Washington, they'll get to go home early because they'll be picking high anyway, so it don't matter. Like, the fans will leave. I'm talking about what's going on in D.C. right now. Boy, there's nothing that will make me go to D.C. right now. Nothing.
Oh, you talking about with El Presidente up in there?
There are going to be so many red hats at that joint. You're going to think it's Jan 6. You ain't going to catch me up in D.C. for no long in the rack.
Yo. Never mind. He is funny.
No, sir.
He is funny. At least this time he not shooting no paper towels.
That man out here telling us that he going to accept a $400 million jet like it's nothing. What? Not $400 million, but he. Oh yeah, the Saudis want to give me a jet. It's cool.
Hey, then when they said, "Hey, man, like, what about all this? Like, you just gonna accept that?" He was like, "Well, I could say no, keep your fancy jet, or I could just say thank you."
He said, well, the Department of Defense said it was okay. I'd be stupid to turn it down.
and I was like, I'm sitting in my house like, well, I mean,
dog, being a KGB agent got to be the easiest job on the planet right now. Like being a Russian spy is probably the easiest job right now.
Oh, he's in there like this. They probably sitting there like this month. Yeah, he just gave us another one.
Just, yeah, let's keep going. I can't.
He gave us another one. Oh man. Jim Harbaugh said he has to get Justin Herbert into the Hall of Fame. He wakes up in his sleep and thinks about getting Justin Herbert into the Hall of Fame, and he cannot retire until Justin Herbert wins the Super Bowl. But he must get into the Hall of Fame. What do you think about a head coach that hypes up his TV like that?
Jim Harbaugh, he might as well retire now because he went shit with Justin. We know how I feel about Justin Herbert. We're not even going to dive into it again. Jim Harbaugh.
Go ahead.
So you might find another team to coach because you ain't gonna make Jay Herbo a Hall of Famer.
You know what's funny is I really think the Chargers are going to take a step and a half forward this year. It wouldn't surprise me if the Chargers beat the Chiefs week 1, which I'm hearing that's their rival opponent, Chiefs Chargers in Brazil. But I think when you look at some of their additions, especially at the running back position, the wide receiver position, how they're attacking their defense, it wouldn't surprise me if the Chargers team is maybe a tier below the Chiefs next year, maybe 2 wins behind the Chiefs next year. I think they're still going to finish second. I believe they're still going to make the playoffs. So
y'all keep falling for the Chargers if you want to. I've seen it for 20 years. They're the Chargers. Don't matter who back there. It don't matter who wearing the headset. Doesn't matter where they're located. They're the Chargers.
They're just a cursed franchise.
Some franchises have it, some don't.
Listen, trust me, I know about franchises that have it because I represent.
Yeah, y'all got it.
Yeah, I mean,
so,
how far of a tier do you think Justin Herbert and Josh Allen are apart?
The problem isn't Justin Herbert's talent. It never has been. It's just what he be doing when the lights are on. Like a week 7 game against Denver and LA when no one's watching. Oh, yeah, he that dude. Playoffs against the Texans, here 4 interceptions. Against Jacksonville, they had that large lead. He coughed it up. Justin Herbert is a top 5 quarterback weeks 1 through 14. I ain't falling for it again.
Said he's not falling for that crack no more. My man. Speaking, you ready to talk a little wrestling?
I was like, speaking of crack, yes, I am ready to talk about wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're keeping you updated, but the Pacers are up 94-90 with about 7.5 minutes left to play in the 4th.
Dog, the Cavs are going home. This is a wrap. When they were up by like 18 and Halliburton ended that joint by himself. This game is Joe over.
Joe over, he says. Speaking of Joe over, this weekend was WWE Backlash. First premium live event since WrestleMania. Small card, so we can quickly go through this. Thoughts on Gunther versus Pat McAfee?
There was no world for Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee was going to be Gunther. I don't care how close they tried to make it look. Ain't no way he go from losing the world championship to Jey Uso to 6 weeks later losing to the color commentator guy. That wasn't going to happen. It was fun. Yeah, Pat showed some fire. He still got his ass whooped. Them chops, I felt them through my screen.
Listen.
Gunther said, "Oh, you gonna make me wrestle this man? Bet. He'll never step in the ring with me again."
Yo, watching them chops be making me realize, yo, them shit's hurt.
It's real. That shit is real.
Which means I be wondering, like, damn, regular WWE superstars be just like straight taking those? Pause.
You ain't got no choice. I'm surprised no one has had like an irregular heartbeat after taking so many chops to the chest. Your heart, my chest would cave in.
Or maybe they're hitting it like up here.
So yeah, maybe, like the collarbone.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Bam said Jay Herbert in 2022 against the Chiefs throwing dimes with a broken rib made me a believer. Okay. Akili said Kyle told me someone said Herbert is fancy.
Wait, what? Kyle told me someone said Herbert is a fancy Joe Flacco, and so I can't stop seeing it.
Oh, a fancy Joe Flacco. I thought he meant Ho Flacco. I guess same thing.
Yeah,
Herbert Joe Flacco, and I can't stop seeing it. I mean, yeah, somewhere. Woo!
Sorry. I know about Ric Flair.
Yeah. Bam said Ric Flair chops are fun to watch. Yes, they are. Dominic Mysterio beats Penta with the help of Judgment Day. I'm going to ask you two questions. Do you think a Finn Balor heel turn is coming soon? And do you think Dominic Mysterio is a face yet?
I think Dominic's going to have to be a face, not by choice, but just because people love him. And Balor can only turn heel if it's Demon Balor. We haven't seen Demon Balor since, like, when's the last WrestleMania when was he actually relevant?
It has to have been during a singles run at least.
Yeah, he can't turn heel unless he turns to Demon Balor. And do you pull out Demon Balor for Dominic Mysterio? I don't know about all that.
Yeah, he's just kind of Finn Balor now, regular Finn Balor now.
I mean, I think there's a space for Demon Balor, but it has to be special. It just can't be against Dominic Mysterio. Like, you got to go to your alter ego to be Dominic Mysterio.
Wait, why are you making Dom sound like he chum?
Because he can only win with interference. Like, Dom hasn't won the title.
That's his rate. That's his Eddie Guerrero back.
Yeah, but there have been many matches with Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero won because he was smart and manipulated the refs, not because someone interfered for him. Like, I think there's a difference.
Let's say Dominic kind of doing similar, but in his own way.
I don't think Dominic is at the level where
you saying he's the greatest. You know what I mean? Lucha Libre.
Really, like you bring out Demon Balor against Seth Rollins.
Oh, ese. Aprecia de Lucha Libre, ese.
God. Or you bring out Demon Balor against Braun Breaker.
See, leave Braun Breaker in that spray tan alone.
Yeah, we need to have a conversation about that.
Him and Paul Heyman, it's like, where are y'all at?
Like, do y'all have cans of it? Do y'all spray each other? How does this work?
They got bottles of that oil, like Diddy got bottles of oil.
Oh, God.
Jacob Fatu beats Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, and L.A. Knight. Yeah. With the help of Solo Sikoa and Jeff Cobb.
The Jacob Fatu versus Jeff Cobb match at SummerSlam for the U.S. title is going to move mountains.
What about Solo, though?
Solo, all the goodwill Solo had built over all these years is gone. He a punk now. Oh, look at Tyrese Halliburton. He lucky his daddy not there.
Wait, what his daddy got to do anything?
His daddy would have fought somebody. Hold on. Are you watching the game?
Tyrese Halliburton just hit a crazy driving 2 to put him up 103-97.
After blocking Ty Jerome.
Damn, Ty Jerome. Get Ty Jerome the fuck out of here.
UVA's finest. Wahoo wow.
Definitely get him the fuck out of here. No wonder.
Man, he won a national championship.
Yeah, no. They shouldn't have won that one. You talking about that BS game? They beat over Texas Tech.
And then they went to lose to the kids from the Wire the next year.
Good. Because that championship was fluke.
Hey, if it was so fluke, Virginia Tech would have won one.
Should have won in 18. Lost to Zion and them boys.
But yeah, Solo and Fatu's coming. I think like Solo, do you see him as big as a threat as you did 4 months ago or before he lost to Ulafalo?
Who, Solo Sikoa?
Yeah, because since then, like, he has been down.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to figure out what Solo is and like what this next evolution of Solo is like.
He getting real close to being a jobber.
He is close to becoming a jobber. It's getting close.
It's getting like he gonna challenge Fatu, and Fatu gonna beat him in 45 seconds, and that's gonna be a wrap.
I just need him to have more storylines that aren't bloodline related, so I know that the solo character can extend past just the bloodline.
I agree.
Pascal Siakam passes it, missed 3, 104.97 Pacers.
Cavs going home.
All right, Bam said Virginia Tech NIT lifers. Chill.
We're gonna keep that up there.
The main event at Backlash, John Cena, who defeated Randy Orton by nut punch to retain the WWE Championship. The Unseen 17, last real champ, lives on. Question for you: why did he do R-Truth like that? In the
Hilarious.
R-Truth, you could do it, even when they said you couldn't wrestle.
He said, "Or if you say another word, there will be repercussions." And what did he
was like, "But yeah."
R-Truth, the real MVP of the
WWE. What's your thoughts 1 month into this new John Cena heel title run?
One thing that I keep seeing people saying is like they're confused why he's heel. And it's like, what are you confused about? He told you he tried to be everything people wanted him to be. He still got booed, so now he's doing what he wants to do. I think it's been great.
I think it's fun. I think it's fun.
His promo work the past month has been the best since I can't remember since that time he told Roman Reigns, "Hey guys, this is a promo, man. You're gonna have to learn how to do it."
I think this has been some of my favorite mic work. Whoa.
No, mic work. We can let that ride.
Pause. I think that's been one of the holy shoot! I just remember something. Yo, all right. Random. This is not a random thought. If one of your homies was like, "Yo, homies, we meeting at your crib this day, we all chilling," and you co-signed it like, "Yeah, I'm down," and then maybe like an hour later, you just remember that you actually had something to do.
How would you get out of it?
Yeah.
Hey guys, I forgot I had something to do. Could we get a rain check?
Yeah, I forgot I had tickets to a show tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Hey guys, I got tickets to a show. Bye.
Now I might just be like, I got tickets to a show tomorrow, so I'm down to meet y'all somewhere. Actually,
problem solved. Another.
Who do you think challenges John Cena next?
R-Truth. It's gotta be.
The thoughts on Jey Uso versus Logan Paul at Saturday night's main event coming up?
Wrap this shit up.
Who, Logan Paul or Jey Uso?
Logan Paul. So we can get the Gunther rematch, and then he can drop the belt to Seth, and then White Bloodline can start.
Who, Jey Uso dropped the belt to Seth?
Yes, he's going to drop the belt to Seth eventually. Or he drops it to Braun Breaker, and then we have conflict in White Bloodline.
Do they even have a name yet?
No, but they would be referred to as White Bloodline until we get a name.
Yeah. Okay. Melonless Bloodline.
Melonless Bloodline. I like that.
Melonless.
Orange Bloodline if Braun Breaker's in charge.
The Tan Line.
The Tan Line.
Tan Line. Speaking of tans, what's your thoughts on Bill Belichick and his new girlfriend and their antics? It's been
hilarious.
Bill,
it's kind of sad outside looking in.
What is she doing?
It looked like elder abuse.
No, what's she doing, Bill? She must be turning Bill in, out, sideways, and up and down the street.
All you need to know is she 22, he in his 60s. She ain't got to do much.
I beg to differ, my brother. I think she's doing everything and then some.
She ain't got to do much. He an old man.
She probably. All right. Actually, my joke was about to get wild.
I'm glad you. Girl, just don't get pregnant. No. Well, he looks like he likes hot tubs, so I'm sure he ain't got much kicking anyway.
Wait, what? What's hot
He
tub?
well, if you're like if men's testicles aren't supposed to be around heat, it looks like Bill Belichick is a sauna hot tub guy. Like that's bad.
Wait, what?
Yes, like hot tubs. Cycling is bad for your testicles.
Cycling, like Peloton work?
Yeah. Direct heat. There's a reason your testicles hang away from your body because your body temperature is too hot for sperm to live. That's why they hang from your body. So they're near your body.
So you're telling me I shouldn't be doing Peloton rides?
It's an excess, right? Like you can ride the Peloton, but if someone was riding their Peloton like 3-4 times a week and they were trying to conceive, yeah, I would probably say stop if you were having issues.
Okay. Pacers up 106-100 with a minute 50 left, and it looks like someone just fouled a three-point shooter.
Yeah,
foul on Donovan.
Just got fouled.
So,
he almost made that.
He almost made it. Yeah, you're right. Boy, the NBA is looking crazy. I can't wait for the NFL to come back. Let's see if we've heard back on this trade. Haven't heard back on it yet. Curious to see if my guy has looked at it yet. Let's see. He hasn't.
Donovan Mitchell missed the first free throw.
If he declines it, should I offer again and go straight for the third?
Nah, ask him what would he be looking for.
What would you be looking for?
Yeah, if he declines, Donovan missed the second free throw. Yeah, if he declines, ask him what would it take. How can you make it work? And see what he says.
Did he miss three or was that two?
He's missed two. This is the third.
That's tough.
I mean, he on one ankle right now. Let's see. He missed all three. Good Lord. It's Joe over. Put a knife in his heart, Halliburton.
That's tough.
Got him.
What we about to
foul.
do? What we doing?
Oh, they didn't call the foul? That's crazy.
What we doing? That's a foul, too. Huh?
Ooh.
They ain't call it?
That's what I just said.
They got numbers. He makes that, though. That's crazy. Miss the free throws, make the three.
All was even. Give it to Hallie.
Amy says, what do you think about people who ignore trades? Fuck them. They're the worst. Just decline it. Bam says, send me a D-Hop trade and make it worth my time. Danny, I'm gonna think about this trade right here while we're thinking. While we're sitting here.
All right. He really gonna trade for DeAndre Hopkins.
No, Hendricks now. Let's see. I might have to. I don't know if I really want players from Bam.
Does he have a third round pick next year?
He does have a third. It's his only draft pick, though.
Oh, that's for him to decide. Does he have a third 2 years from now?
He has a second next year. He has a third in 2028, though.
Might not be the worst idea. But yeah, he's got third next year. And he has he's already traded away his 2027 third.
Yeah, maybe I need that 28 third.
He doesn't even have the roster space. Bam, drop Aaron Rodgers. What are you doing? And drop Darnell Washington. What are these roster spaces?
He just said I'll give you Adam Thielen. All right. See, I'm going to exit the proposed trade because I already see we're on different things. But I will offer a 2026 third for DeAndre Hopkins. No, because I feel like he's going to want to keep his only third round pick.
Yeah, you might have to go to 2028.
I can do 2028. I'll send him that. That's about as best of an offer I'm going to get, or I'm going to give for a D-Hop, which I'm okay with. Ooh, hey, yeah. Rodgers is a Steeler. We don't know that. Didn't you know? Didn't you know? Hey, is that song not crazy tough?
It is.
She was on something on that one.
She was on all of them.
You're right. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you again. You could have been anywhere in the world, but of course, you were here with Giddy and myself. Please make sure you follow the podcast at SpeakOnIt_pod. That is at SpeakOnIt_pod. Please follow myself at Los Demix. That is at LOSDEEMIX on IG, on SoundCloud, on Mixcloud, on X. Danny, let the people know where they can find you at.
You can find me on the X app at DannyOcean41. Shout out to Tyrese Halliburton for waving to the crowd, telling them good night.
All right. Hold on. Now, what did you say about? It looked like you were going to say something about the game or something.
Yeah, I just said Halliburton just waved at the fans and told them to go home, told them good night.
Oh, I didn't even see. Oh, my TV froze. Gosh darn it. It's over?
It's over.
What's the score right?
I think the Pacers are up 8 with a couple seconds left to go.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 111-105. Good night.
Cleveland, they really lost in 5? Is that not crazy?
Pathetic. We'll catch y'all next week, man.
Win all them games.
For nothing.
We'll see y'all next week.